Welcome to School Vedic Mathematics Teachers Orientation classes. We are in Orientation Chase-2. Step 2 of values and formats is pairing choices. We recapitulate that our step 1 has been of having parallel placements for values 1 to 9 and 1 space to 9 space. In this step, we had reached at cardinality of the finite sets. We had started with pairing of counts 1, 2, 3, etc. with elements of the set A, B, C. A step ahead, we have reached at that if we are having a set with the numbers 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, then we had a pairing of counts 1, 2, 3 with this set 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 by having an association of value 1 with value 2 or a count 1 with a count 2 here. So in this first set of the counts, the first element or first value has been 1, and in the second set the elements are 2, 4, 6, 8 and 10, and here the first element is value 1, here the first element is value 2, and we had associated 1 with a 2, then 2 with a 4, 3 with a 6, 4 with a 8. This way we had seen that this set 1, 2, 3, dash, dash, dash is in fact is coordinating with its subset. So even numbers are making a subset of the counts, and the subset of even numbers appears to have become equal to the counts 1, 2, 3, 4 itself. It looks like a very strange situation that 1, 2, 3, 4 so and so is equal to half of its elements. So if we pair 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so on, and if only we take this single out of this pair, then we see that these total numbers and its pairs, so the subset becomes equal to a set. This is a situation which we are not touching at present. So we had restricted ourselves to the finite sets. So in finite sets, subset doesn't become equal to a set. Now it is this cardinality value which is the basic value which we have arrived with the help of our 9 best friends. These values 1 to 9 are most abstract values, but at the same time these being the natural values, so these do not appear to us to be the abstract values. These appear to us a concrete situation, and it appears as if we are well acquainted with these values 1 to 9. Therefore, the teachers are under a solemn duty to impart slowly, gently, with the simple steps, the friendship of these values 1 to 9. These 9 best friends of intelligence deserve to be introduced to young minds in a most gentle way. The moment the mind will start accepting these values 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 as counts, count 1, count second count, third count, fourth count. So this appreciation and this friendship with these counts 1 to 9 as values 1 to 9, as if these are not anything abstract but these are real. So once these values 1 to 9 are taken as the 9 best friends, then we had seen in the previous day lesson that the values and formats get coordinated. Here values are 1 to 9, and say here the concrete situations are interval, square, cube or hypercube and higher body, or if we are having the pebbles or we are having the lines or we're having surface areas, or something like that, volumes. Therefore, in a world of a reality, there are pebbles available to us, there are lines available to us, there are areas available to us, or in a way there are different sort of things with us. We designate them as an elements. Now, from these natural numbers 1 to 9, and then reaching at the geometric bodies like interval, square, and a cube, and then taking it that interval is a one space body, square is a two space body, cube is a three space body, then the most abstract situation we are trying to introduce, and we're trying to capture it as if these are hard realities available with us, like fingers of our hand, or like other organs of a body, or other articles, books, etc. in our school bag. Now, all these concrete things and these abstract situations of values 1 to 9, as counts 1 to 9, as numbers 1 to 9, and then the geometric bodies say many things on earth, including trees and all that, or the houses and the streets, or anything like ship or cycles, whatever the things are. When we try to classify them with the help of their geometric values, as we say interval, so we choose this symbol of a vertical line for value 1, and this also we use for a line as a one space body, as we feel that here the flow is of a single direction. So this abstraction is the abstraction which we are trying to jump over, and we want to conclude as if these are the most natural things. So natural things, natural values like counts, two values, so counts to geometric bodies, 1 to a one space, or 1 to a interval. Then when we have a large number of intervals, so similar things, if we are having one line, or we are having a pair of lines, we are having triple lines, or we are having more number of lines. Instead of this, if we have a one square, or then we have a pair of squares, then we have triple squares, like that. So the one space which we were taking abstractly, and we're connecting it with an interval, and then when we had been face to face with this situation, that there could be a many similar, multiple similar things available like 1. So when we reach from 1 to 2, in fact what we are doing, we are trying to appreciate that here is a single one, and here is a double one, there are pair of ones. So this situation of having a pair of ones, and we are designating it another value, calling it 2, and this value 2 is the value, this value 2 is the value which is to be seen, this value is to be seen, and this value is to be appreciated. Therefore, reaching from the natural values to the concrete abstract situations is a very big step. Therefore, the teachers are under a solemn obligation to slowly, gently, sequentially take the young minds for the reach as a transition from the abstract to the concrete situations, and back from the concrete situations to the abstract situation. Young minds are very affine state minds. Therefore, in this affine state minds, we have to be very slow while we match. So this matching is called a pairing. So we have a one line, and say we have another line. Now we don't know how many points are here in this line and how many points are here in this line. However, if we want to take it that it is a line of array of the number of students in a particular section, say section A of say class E. Now here, if we have another section, say B of class E, and then we have an array of the students of that particular section, and we want to reach at that whether the number of students here and number of students here are equal or unequal, or in which section there are more students than other, then we would like to have a pairing. We will like to have an association. It is this association, it is this pairing, or it is this mapping, or it is this correspondence, is in fact nothing but a carrying a structure of our well-known friends. Our friends 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and so on. They are our number of friends. So these number of friends are so gentle that they arrange them, they sequence them, they make an array, and it is this array which makes them first, second, and third also, and it makes a double of the first and triple of a third. It is this pair of values which are simultaneously attached with our best friends. So the pairing choices in fact are to be availed by first standardizing, and this standardization is in terms of the values 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. These are actually counts. It is here first count, then there are pair of counts, here are triple counts, and there are more number of counts. So here we are having one entity, and here we are having a pair of entity, but we are successful to give another name to this pair, and we designate it as 2. So 2 becomes a value. When initially we say it is a count, then it is a count taking us to a pair of counts. So 1 and 1 and 1. So it is 2 times 1 being taken as a 2. So reach from this 1 and 1 twice count to value 2. It is a very big step. Once one starts recognizing its value, then really one is trying to mathematize one's mind. It becomes a solemn duty that one shall, teacher shall very slowly and gently communicate and mathematize the affined young minds. Here the caution needed is that there is a very great degree of abstraction here. So natural things to the reality, there is a very big gap, and it is this gap which is not to be jumped. This bridging from the naturalness to the reality is a say of infinite steps. We want to jump straightway when we say 1 to 2. Then if somebody asks what would be the next, if one is not sufficiently tuned, one will say straightway give an answer, it is 3. But if I say no, it should be 4, then one will start feeling as if there is going to be some sort of a mental jerk. Mind will not accept it, because mind is tuned by going from 1 to 2 means 2 times 1, and then it is the next step, it is going to 3 times 1. One doesn't accept it here because one is not tuned with this, how this bridge has been, this gap has been bridged. If I say 1 is nothing but 2 raised to power 0, and here it becomes 2 raised to power 1, the next step which naturally will take us to 2 raised to power 2. Therefore, this way it is well demonstrated that reaching from a particular phase and stage, and then we have to reach at the next station, we should know which rail will connect and which train is to be boarded. If the rail or the train to be boarded to reach from station 1 to station 2 is not clear, then definitely we may not have a reach at our next demarcated station. If our next demarcated station is going to be value 4, then we have to board this particular train, and it should have its own rail path. Therefore, the lesson is, the message is, the mathematics is, the learning point is that we should be definite as to from where, for which value we are starting, and then at the next step what is going to be the value. If we know we are starting from station A, we are reaching at station B, then we should know which rail will connect and which train is to be boarded. If rail is not clear, railway line is not clear, and if the train is not clear, then definitely we may not have our preconceived conception that we will be reaching at a particular station. So in a mathematics, the concept is of pairing, and then the concept is pairing choices. Let us see a situation. If we have a one jug or one pot in which there is only one entity. Now we have another jug or a pot which also has a one entity. If we want to have a correspondence, we want to coordinate, we want to map, it becomes very simple. Here is also one and here is a one entity. Straightway we can say, let us connect this with it. So this here practically there is no choice available with us. However, a step ahead, if we have this jug which has one entity, but on the other side there is a jug which has a pair of entities, then if we want to have a coordination, we want to have a mapping, we want to have a correspondence, we want to have a relationship, then this relationship naturally for the first jug, for its single entity, when it is to be had with another jug in which there are pair of entities, then here there are going to be two choices. It is this choices, it is this pairing choice, it is this concept, it is this relationship, it is this mapping, it is this function, how we can reach from here in this jug, but at which seat. So if we want to reach from room A to a room B in which there are two chairs, and if ticket for both of the chairs is different, if reaching here would mean a ticket of rupee 1, and if reaching here a ticket of rupees 2 is there, then the one who is starting from here, if he has initially made a choice of purchased a ticket of rupee 1, then for him there is left no choice at all. He is to sit on this chair, because this chair that way stands determined at the initial stage as well, that he had already made a choice between 1 rupee and 2 rupee tickets, and connected with, related with the chairs on which one will be having a seat. So this concept of having a choice, so this pairing of chair and the individual, so viewer and the chair on which one will view, if these are two things, that means here there have to be made an options, here there have to be made choices, and it is this concept of pairing choices which deserves to be imbibed well. Here up till when there are 1 and 2, it becomes something very easy. However, if there are 3, then again we know where is the start with itself. When we are to associating, it will have 3 choices. Here itself as well may look like a very simple coordination. However, if say we are having a particular jug in which already there are 2 viewers, if A and B are standing in a queue, they want to reach this particular room in which there are 3 chairs, and each chair is of equal ticket or equal value. Now here, if A moves first, he is going to have 3 choices. He, as per his choice, can sit on any of the 3 chairs, and the second man who will move after him will be in a position that one of these chairs already stands occupied. So A had 3 choices. He had 3 choices with him, and the second man who would be to move after the A, then he will see when he will move there are only 2 chairs left vacant, and he will have 2 choices. It is this situation. It is this mathematics, it is this understanding, it is this processing step which is to be imbibed. Therefore, our best friends 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, as such, when or only the counts, this also is one count, this also is one count, it also is a one count, all one count, it becomes a different thing. But this becomes when values, then here 2 becomes not only 1, becomes a pair. 3 doesn't remain 1, it becomes a triple values. This unfolding or this packing or this superimposition, and it is this making of first, second, third and fourth as 1, 2 and 3. So reaching from first, second, third and reaching from 1, 2 and 3 becomes a different mathematics altogether. It is this mathematics which is to be appreciated, and for appreciation of it we have to be very careful, as there is a big superimposition. It is this big superimposition for which we have to go with the first principles. So it is this concept of reaching and working and approaching on first principles. It is here where the role of the teacher is. Teacher is at a higher pedestal. It is at higher pedestal as his intelligence field is of a different level. It is a different perfection. And on the other hand, on the receiving end is a student which is at a very initial affine state, a pure state. Now it is this affine state and it is this perfection state. There is a big difference of the two. It is for the teacher that he is to come down to the level of the affine state. To come down to the affine state is a very, very big art. So teacher is to come down to the intelligence level of the student. Once the teacher comes down to the level of the student, that would mean that for values 1, 2, 3, 4, we have to come back to the initial counts. It is here one count. Here are pair of counts. Here are triple counts. And each count that way is of equal value, 1, 1, 1. But when we are repeating it twice or we're repeating it thrice, then it becomes an absolutely a different situation. We have to train. We have to slowly mathematize. We have to slowly mature the minds, young minds, so that the minds can well appreciate the difference between the counts and the values. And when we'll reach from values to the formats, that means we are having a structure here. We are having this pair and we are having a pair structure here as well. When these two structures, particularly when this structure and this structure are to be brought at the parallel footing, then the real challenge is confronted. Young minds are to be trained for having this appreciation. It is this appreciation of comparing, coordinating, and pairing. Comparing and pairing as such are to be taken as values and formats. Therefore, let us sit comfortably. Let us have a Vedic mathematical prayer of Ganita Sutra 1, which is a value. Proceed one by one. Take one step at a time. Progress by having one step at a time. To have a one choice at a time. Therefore, when we are, say, from this room and this room, here if there are 3 persons, and if here there are only 2 chairs, then we have to see that here A, if he proceeds first, he has 2 choices. And this out of the remaining, if he is moving, he has a single choice. And for third, there will be left no choice if only the relationship is that if one moves from room A and goes to room B, then he is to have a chair, otherwise he should come out. It will become a game of chairs. So the young minds have to be trained to have the mathematics chase of pairing choices. Pairing choices is a big step. The moment one will start having perfect handling for pairing choices, one can see that one is on a mathematical format. So we shall very gently reach from values to counts and avail how we can have pairing choices. Thank you very much.